You absolutely are chosen by God. If you have a real relationship with God and you exercise that and you developed it into something and you're striving every day to be in relationship with God, you absolutely are chosen. And the reason I say that is because this world is extremely it's a lot of warfare going on down here. It's a lot of it's a lot of it's a lot of craziness. It's really a spiritual battle down here. It's a lot of it's crazy, and a lot of people don't have God. A lot of people pretend they have God. A lot of people say they have God. A lot of people think they have God, but a lot of people don't got God, you know. And the scripture it says that in the time of the end, people are going to go up to Jesus. Oh, Lord, didn't we do this? And Lord, didn't I pray? And Lord, and Jesus, get away from me. I never knew you. Because you don't really know God. There's some people that claim they know God, but you don't really follow God. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I said a prayer with him, and he said, I don't pray. I, I mean, I feel like I should just know me. Then he told me, he said, you're abstinent? I said, yeah, I'm waiting to marry. I don't believe in that. I mean, I just feel like we're just God's Pornhub. And you think you know God, and you have no idea, like what? You never even read the Bible. How do you feel like, and you 60? You know what I mean? And it's so crazy that people have this mindset. And you ain't trying to grow with God. You ain't trying to learn more with God. You just you good with with the with that twisted theology, and you ain't trying to. That's crazy, right? And some people don't want to learn. Some people are just whatever they feel like they know. I'm good. I would say I guess I could be thankful the fact that life has broken me down and humbled me to a point where all I had was God. I'll never forget I was homeless with my son, and had this bottle of, and I was drinking, and no matter what I was doing, the problem of this situation wouldn't go away. And I just prayed to God. I said, God, I said, God, like, please, Lord. I said, please, Lord, help me. I said, I can't do it. And around that time, I mean, I was homeless. Me and my son was sleeping on the ground, and I was so broken. I was so lost, and I was just, I remember sleeping in the alley, and I was sleeping on a bench, and I was just so stressed out because something I was so fearful of happening, it happened. It was happening. And I'll never forget because I had went through this when my son was around 1.5, 2, and we was homeless, and it was just like history was repeating itself, even though it was years down the road, and I was just like, man, like I couldn't deal with this. You know what I mean? I couldn't deal with it, and especially with no way out. There's a difference when you have a way out. You have a plan. There's this coming in, money coming in, and it was nothing. And I didn't even have no way out. But I had this bottle, and I remember just drinking and drinking, and the alcohol stopped working. I just prayed. I just prayed to God. God, please help me. Please, Lord. I can't do this by myself. I need your help. And then things got better. And I think that was the first time I had prayed after I left the Jehovah's Witnesses. I think that was the first time Because once I left the Joe Witness and I was so lost, because they tell you this is the true religion, and and when I found out some information and research, and I just was like, well, what's the true religion? Is there a true religion? Where is God? Is there such thing as God? And then I went down a whole rabbit hole of New Age and all kind of crazy stuff, and I was disconnected from God. I started studying astrology and numerology, and I was looking for the truth. It wasn't like I was just looking for the truth, and every truth that I kept going down of trying to find religion. What? It just led me down a rabbit hole, and it pulled me and pulled me and pulled me. And it's so crazy because in 2023, when I think so, maybe I left the Joe Witness maybe 2019, 2020. And for about 4 years ish, I was searching for God. But I don't remember, I guess I don't remember actually praying. Or maybe if I was praying, it wasn't. Because I remember praying when I was Jehovah's Witness, but I don't remember my prayers are different now. But when God started to pour into me, it was different, and I started to see the world was cold for a while. When I didn't have God, it was cold. I mean, the stuff that's out there in this world, the emptiness, the rawness, I'm not made for it. I mean, the depths of how cold people are, the emptiness, how empty the pits are of people, the sadness and the depression and the sickness and the twistedness of people, man, the stuff that I seen, the stuff that I seen in the world, I can't even, the mindsets of I just seen the world, and I was like, I remember I was I called myself going on a vacation, but it ended up being a 4 or 5 month road trip. And I drove, and the first place I drove into was New Orleans, and they was having Mardi Gras. It was completely by accident. And I just was getting exposed to hell, on earth, the type of stuff that I was getting exposed to on earth. People don't even know, I went to this, Mardi Gras in Florida. And when you think of empty, demonic, soulless creatures, when we prop it up in hell it's this dark, soulless, people where everybody it looked like the TV version of hell. The first thing I seen was this kid with a liter of vodka running. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, running through the crowd. And when I'm talking about the crowd was so dark, you had people just zoned out on drugs, and then people with their separate parties facing the street because it's all blocked off, and then everybody's just in this weird who are you? What's going on? I'm dark and I'm on this lust, and it was what the heck is this? And then when I went to New Orleans, I just seen lust on something I was like, this is nasty. It wasn't even a turn on. It was disgusting. I'm like, this, where sex meets no intimacy, no love, no connection, no snuggle, no, what sex is supposed to do is bring a husband and wife together. It was just dark. It was so dark. I remember girls from the top taking bottles and stuff, and then I was I was like, this is not good. Girls twerking on top of cars in the middle of the street, everybody with their weed and drink. And I'm looking at this, and this was not like a, and people were excited and wanting to turn up, and I'm just sitting there like, this is not like that. Didn't this was I was just observing. God let me. I felt like God just let me observe for years. I mean, let me just observe, and what I saw was dark. It was it was like a mirage, and I didn't like it. It was survival. It was transactional. And then when I went to Las Vegas, now people have gone there, but when you live there, I think it was the last sexual encounter that I had. I met this like porn star or something, and I never forget. She was in the shower. She had a toy. We'll say for this video, she had a toy, and we were in the shower, and she takes it and she's playing with herself, and I'm like, this ain't turning me on. That's why I'm here. But that experience of why you're not supposed to have sex outside of like marriage, like her mind, I don't know where she is. She was like tripping. We was in a penthouse, and I was like, what is this? Is not this is weird. This is not. And so I say people have these like soulless connections, these soulless encounters, these weird. I mean, I've seen some lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff. And so, coming to God, like I went through I did the church. God had me go to church for about a year or two, and I don't have no problem with church, but God just has me somewhere right now where He just has me one on one. I don't mind going to a church or something. I'm gonna, when God has me, He has me poured into me right now. I be in my Bible. I go online church. But when I think about my social media and the standard in which I want to live up to, which is like, what is that, right? And obviously, just being biblical, just being living up to a standard of truthfulness. That's my goal. That's my mindset, is to not be hypocritical, to be honest, and to pour into people, and to be taken serious. So that's the journey on this channel. It's so easy to like. I think I've been, because I used to be in entertainment business for 15 years. When it's like play character, but the character I'm not trying to play. I'm trying to be me, But I'm trying to be whatever God needs me to be for whoever's on the other side of this camera. And to be honest with you, I don't know where God is taking me. I don't know if God wants me to do this. I just know this is what I just keep coming back to. Entertainment, it's a camera. I feel like there's something different about me. I feel like there's something unique about me that given the opportunity, that I wouldn't let God down. I feel like there's something unique about my voice, that it may be too much to listen to on a one-on-one, but if it's done by audience, then I would use my platform to obviously spread the gospel and be a living example. And I would not be the person sitting here before you right now if it wasn't for God. God helped me beat homelessness, addictions, lust, porn, masturbation. And the truth of the matter, look at myself. I think we always point the finger at everybody else and what other people have done. But at the end of the day, you can only do that for so long. So I feel that looking at myself is one of the strongest superpowers I have, because I'm looking at myself and I'm like, hey, what should not be going with me in the next season of my life? I don't look at failure as anymore as like, I look at failure as an opportunity to get better. And I'm always looking at myself to grow, especially being a Christian. I'm always looking at myself. How can I be better? How can I do better? What am I missing? Instead of running to things that I feel that is going to make me happy. Oh, well, I'm lonely. I need to be married. Or I'm bored. I need to be traveling the world. Like, what is that in me that feels that? Because I feel like I'm less than. I feel like I'm what is that? Looking at myself for real. So this journey on YouTube is going to be very transparent and truthful. So definitely hope you guys enjoyed this one-on-one. And till again, yeah.